Okay, that looks like that's working now. Okay, testing these two. Should have both working now. Good. Testing. Testing. Good. Should have both working now. Nice. Testing. Cool. I've done it. Now it's streaming to 3 channels at once. And Twitch. Just 2 Twitch channels at the moment, but I could stop the main one so then it wouldn't go to my Twitch channel. And it'll just go to the Not Chicken Games one if I stop that. Hmm? Does a good job. Looks good on the streams too. Nice. If I run this way, I should be able to get to the old test house. Might not be able to run up this cliff wall. You can see all the rain falling on the test house in the distance, even though it's somewhere over here. There we go. Now the rain sounds all kick in because I've walked into the sound cube. Step just out here, it should all stop again. I'd forgotten how good this was. Love how like it muffles when you get behind the walls from where the sound is too. I think this is a test one. Should trigger to their proper cameras. Been a while since I've run this one. So atmospheric. It's got like the wind and the creaking. It's a fire eventually. This is a good test house, this one. It's got the... I really love how it's got the rain sound on the windows while you're near the windows. And it disappears as you step away. And then... pretty sure over here... the monster doesn't exist anymore, that's a shame. I would have removed him at some point, lost his file. That's alright, I can pop him back in. And now there should be lightning, although we won't really notice it because of the daylight. Yeah, I see it a little bit still. Let's go have a look and see, because it looks a bit laggy on this, but that might actually be my browser lagging because I'm running Unreal. Yeah, that's just that channel. That's good. Looks really good. Looks crisp. It looks better here than it does. I do kind of like this fixed, the stationary sort of cameras. I think it's a nice sort of, nice touch. What do you think? Yeah, but what do you think? Does it look good having it change and sort of follow you around? Enforcing those set camera angles, because it means you walk into a room and you're like, oh, what's in here? Do you look around? Like there, it gives you like shots. It serves the purpose of like what you do in horror movies, where you limit what the viewer can see. So like here you can create dread because you don't necessarily know what. You can't really see through the windows because you don't get that option. Much like in a horror movie, it'd show the shot kind of like this, and you wouldn't know what's happening inside. The door opens, and then suddenly you've got that information. And I like that you can use it to draw attention to really specific spots. So like you walk to here and it changes the angle just to look right down at like the fire. And if I load the other one, because otherwise, you can run around the world and you can look like this, at the houses and the neighborhood and everything. Which is nice, but then if I activate this one just here, now suddenly like it's a lot. It still sort of follows, which I like, but it limits sort of your perspective and what you can actually see as you're traveling around the neighborhood. Yeah, that's sort of the idea. If I come over this side, it should spin around. I'm not sure how much of the road splines are in at the moment. I don't think it follows me this way yet. Nah, so it'll just sit there as I run away. I might do something like that for if you try to run out of the town, where it just sort of stays there as you run off into the distance. I do like this camera though, because I set it to the spline to follow the road. So like as long as you're sort of sticking to the road, it just follows you around the place. It's up doing quite a nice job. So this would be like the shops all there. And then if you stepped into one, the camera would go boop and change as you run in. I think it's at least a bit unique. Not a lot of things are doing these older sort of camera styles at the moment, because the alternative is not necessarily exactly like this, where you can look around sort of wherever you want, but that sort of free over the shoulder look is pretty common, like you've seen when I was playing Resident Evil 4. And it's all sort of like this view over the shoulder, but a little bit closer. Makes it more action-y, but I think that gets rid of a bit of the dread. Yeah. I mean, not entirely. It does make it a lot easier because I don't have to set cameras up everywhere. But ends up giving it a very different feeling. It's not like this though when you go out. Or are you meaning to do it like that? It's only... That's only because I haven't got it turned on here. So this is still a fixed camera. Essentially, the camera is on a rail. This room isn't set up for it, but ideally stepping here, it would then go dunk and put you at, like, update the camera to be a house camera. Which I really thought I had some set up for here, but apparently not. Which is a bit annoying. I really thought I'd done it. Unless I hid them all. Demo house, that's doors, lights, walls and floors, foliage. P counter. Fixed count. Yeah, that's in that other house. Ah, it's because I'd set this other house up. That's right, this one. Test house, which is off floating off in the sky over here. Let me do this. Let's move this over here. Where are you, test house? Okay, is too fast now. Let's put you down there. Let's drop you down to 6. That's a bit better. Let's turn you this way. All right, let's have a look at this. This should sort of work. So if we're in this view, where it's going around like this, and then we walked over to this house here, and then it switches, because some of the in-house cameras move too. Just about the stairs. Ooh. This house doesn't work properly anymore since I rotated it and moved it all around, but yeah. Ah. Oh, actually, the stairs would have been deleted. But yeah, you see what I mean? So it goes from those two different sort of views. So rather than you know, you could have a complete free view like this where you walk into a house and then you can look around corners. You could open a door and peer inside like that. Which is kind of cool. But otherwise, I really like ending up with that. It's cool. There we go. So it'd be a bit more like this, depending how it's actually running. So rather than this view, and being able to look around everywhere and like peek inside, it'd be like this. So you're running past the neighborhood and you can sort of see a view as the camera tracks you. And then like you'd come up to this house here.
About the camera following you is more actiony.
Hmm.
But your game is not.
No, it's not about action. It's trying to build that, yeah, sort of fear. Because you're not running around and shooting or anything in this one. You're doing a lot of searching and hiding. Same like up here in this top floor, right? Like if you're just sitting in this and you can look around as much as you want, it gets rid of, I think, a lot of the shock that you get from really specific camera angles. Like here as well. Need to make more space. But yeah. Hmm. Lovely. That's enough of that for today. At least I got it running again and got all of these things working. And yeah, the streaming's working great. Lovely. Go stop. If I stop that, I should keep streaming on the other two, which is cool. And then I can go stop.